two prisoners who escaped the maximum security prison in upstate New York 3 weeks ago, well, they're no longer on the run. Richard Matt, that man, he has been killed. David Sweat, he was shot, he has been captured, and he was only 2 miles from the Canadian border, where we live. Ugh. My name is Michael McCrudden, talking to you about the real-life Shawshank Redemption, here for you on IO. Now, do you guys think they're gonna make a Prison Break movie out of this whole story? I'm convinced they will. What actors do you think should play these convicts? Let me know your suggestions in the comments down below. I feel like Jake Gyllenhaal, Heath Ledger, but we know that's impossible. Now, the 22-day manhunt has finally come to an end, which is fantastic for all the police officers and the local community, because everyone was like, what the hell is going on? I don't feel safe. And these cops, they were working really hard. Now, these guys, they had cells side by side in the Clifton Correctional Facility, and they convinced the female guard to get them power tools. They then cut themselves out of their cells. They went through a whole bunch of like crazy tunnels and popped out under the sewer. And then they were like free, and then they were 22 days on the run. Now, for some time the police were baffled. They didn't know where these guys were. It turns out they never made it too far from the prison. On June 22nd, DNA evidence was found in a cabin that these guys had burglarized, and they also found some underwear. Prison, you know, given underwear. So then you can kind of put 2 and 2 together. Where'd they get that DNA from? Ooh, convict poo. On June 26th, Richard Matt, well, he was spotted outside of a barn with a shotgun in his possession. When the police showed up, he resisted arrest. That's when they shot at him. He was killed via bullet to the head. Now, at this time, there was no sign of David Sweat. It would take another 2 days until an officer spotted him in a clearing. He was 2 miles away from the Canadian border. The officer called out to the man, and then he started to run. That's when the officer took a shot at him. He wounded the man, and the police were able to capture, identify him, and then capture him. Now, it's hard to predict what kind of additional sentencing he's going to get for this prison break. One can assume it's likely going to be a decade of solitary confinement, where they lock you up for 23 hours a day, which is really like the least he could do. I mean, this guy has killed a man, and he almost made it to Canada. He could have killed us all here at IO. Alright guys, my name is Michael McCrudden. Be sure to let me know in the comments down below what actors you think should take on these roles for the movie they are eventually gonna make. Also, subscribe to the channel, check out our other videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.